was the nose.
Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks, and it comes your way next.
The hype and the talk is over. We're set for the big one. Super Bowl 57. Away we go from Arizona. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. Leading them out in his second season now out of Stanford. Here's Davis Mills.
Looked like Houston's rebuild still had some time left on it. Instead, Davis Mills helped speed things up considerably and proved this team was better than most of us thought. He has certainly earned the right to be leading them out in the franchise's first Super Bowl.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Mills. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quadre Diggs.
Brad, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
Walker now on 1st and 10. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but the new set of downs.
And with the new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's...
And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Seahawks are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. Myers connects on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 4 plays. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Out of the end zone comes Smith. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. And the Texans set to come onto the field. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
They'll run it for the first time with Dameon Pierce. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going into the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
They'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And he is going to have the Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw Incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Well, defensively, they had to be aware and ready for the fake in that situation. We were surprised they were lining up for the field goal. Didn't matter. They still got it.
I know the goalposts are painted, that fluorescent color, but you almost needed that thing the golfers use, right?
The rangefinder.
Yeah, the rangefinder to find out what the distance really was. Yet they still were able to execute the fake and pick it up. That was a big-time play there.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's Mills. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game. Hard to believe that they could mount that long of a drive and come up with nothing on the scoreboard.
It can be disheartening, it can be frustrating, and can also cause some anger because when that happens, that type of a drive, and you come up empty, you're really looking for someone to blame, and you start pointing fingers at each other.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll try for the 1st with Walker. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
No, partner, none of these runs individually have added up to a whole lot.
Now 3 plays, all 3 short runs, but together a 1st down.
Yeah, it's amazing how the narrative changes when you string them together.
Toss left side for Walker. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the air now with Smith. He completes this to Walker. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. What a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And he is going to lose yardage here. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped it to 14. Houston set to take over. Nothing for him yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. A first down throw for Mills. And this one is incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
A second down throw for Mills. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. I know, without even asking, without even looking in your direction, that you are not a fan of that call.
Oh, I wish you would look, Brandon, because I was actually thinking this would be the perfect time for a fake.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. This doesn't make any sense to me at all. This deep in your own territory. Look, I'm all for being unconventional. That part's cool, and I get it. But this deep, I just don't think it's the right time to make that call.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Geno now to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They'll sneak it with Smith. And boy, that's going to be close. He didn't get much at all there. They got the first. Looked like they might have held him defensively, but the referee signals it will be a first down. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. From the 6 now on 2nd and 3. Ready. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Ballore in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Roughing the kicker. Defense. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So not not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing, Mills. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly no lack of aggressiveness here. They were hoping for the home run play to get them 6 points. They're hoping for a catch, maybe a call. But they figure they can at least get into field goal range with a completion.
Final play of the half, Mills. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in the Super Bowl. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Smith. Man open downfield. It's Metcalf. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down. Out of the gun, Smith. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And on this one, he'll get to the 15. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Well, number one on the list of things not to do when you're up 3 scores in the third, that right there, give the football away.
I love when you speak like that. You know how doctors talk about taking the Hippocratic oath, first do no harm? You just did the football-cratic one right there. Don't give the...
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big game.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Pierce now up the middle. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Seahawks are going to take over the foot. Here's Walker to start the drive. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. He was brought down by Malik Collins.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make the play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball-controlled football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on third down. Smith under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Christian Harris in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. And now the Texans want to call another timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Just one more quarter remains in the season. And there's just one quarter that remains in this edition of the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the fourth. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day three corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Ready. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it. How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. none too pleased with the review score. So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the first of his timeouts. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10. To throw on 2nd and 10, Mills. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Mills. It's caught inside the 25. And he goes diving to get as much as he can following a big gain. A nice little cherry on top there at the end.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Mills on 1st down. Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Texans are on the board here in this Super Bowl. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, and do you see something on film when those to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hole, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And barring mistakes, they should be able to kneel this one out and finish it off. And there's only 1 timeout remaining on the defensive side of the ball, so that doesn't really come into play either. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 53 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Some signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They run again with Walker. Brought down on the play by the linebacker.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Up the middle, here's Walker. And about the 43 that time. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. And the Seahawks are the class of the NFL. Seattle wins the Super Bowl. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's